If you have a couple minutes to watch this video, I'd love to share with you what God's been doing in my life the past couple months. It would mean a lot if you watched until the end. You may or may not know, I've been living in Jersey City, New Jersey, 10 minutes from New York City for the past 2 years. I've worked in New York City up until this point, but I've always felt a strong call on my life to go into full-time ministry. To do this full-time was something I've been praying about for most of my life. In 2020, I got involved with HowToLife movement, a completely Gen Z-led ministry whose mission is to reach, mobilize, and disciple Gen Z for Christ. What this looks like is students between the ages of 16 to 22 reaching out and asking, how can I reach my friends with the gospel? HowToLife empowers them to put on an event in their local community with a gospel presentation to evangelize to those seeking and to encourage and equip believers. Did you know that 4% of teenagers hold a biblical worldview? HowToLife wants to use young testimonies to impact other young people because Gen Z is most likely to listen to someone their own age, and hopefully through that, we'll change that statistic. Since 2015, God's blessed this ministry with over 150 events taking place in 29 states and 10 countries, all led by youth. In 2022, I had the honor of serving on the team for HowToLife's first New York City event, where about 250 students came out from all 5 boroughs, New Jersey and Connecticut, and this one event has sparked something so exciting in the Northeast, with now a ton of events being planned, from the Berkshires in Massachusetts to Paterson, New Jersey, to New London, Connecticut, and that's just the Northeast. There's dozens of events being planned across the US for this next year. Globally, we just had incredible events take place this year in Singapore, South Africa, Malaysia, the Dominican Republic, the UK, and Canada. In New York City, we're having local leaders direct events in the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Manhattan this spring. So, where do I fit into all this? I just turned 25, and I am part of Generation Z. I was asked in September to come onto the HowToLife team full-time as our church and ministry relations coordinator, which gives me an extremely exciting opportunity to meet and build relationships with church pastors and leaders around New York City, around the nation, and internationally. I get to hear what God's been doing in their churches and communities and invite them to partner with us to seeing the lost saved and discipled through Gen Z. Our goal is to present young people with the truth and build up strong, mature believers, plugging them into a local church and deeper godly community. And we don't want to stop with just one event in a local community. We want to create more so that the kingdom is built out in that area. Being a part of this ministry for me is incredibly moving. I've been able to see God show up in miraculous and faithful ways to me in providing me with this opportunity. But it's only been made possible for me to have this job because of friends and family funding me monthly. Since I'm considered a full-time missionary in New York City, this is a role that requires partially support raising my salary. Although there are varying opinions on support raising, I see it as deeply biblical, a way for us to literally build one another up as Christians. Being a woman working in full-time ministry in New York City is a very unique role. Meeting dozens of leaders already in New York City, I can tell you there are very few women full-time with parachurch ministries. If you supported me financially, you'd be making it possible for this ministry to develop more of a presence in New York City. You'd be supporting these students that are putting on these amazing events across the globe, and you'd be giving to the expansion of these relationships I'm forming. I'm currently at the halfway mark of what I need to raise to be fully funded. By January 31st, I need to have $1,000 coming in monthly from supporters. I know that God has called me to New York City to be doing this work and to steward well what I'm given. For New York City and Connecticut friends, this is an invitation to seek the welfare of the city with me. For friends across the US and across the world, this is the greatest honor of my life, to play a small role in seeing His kingdom come in so many different places and cultures. I'm overjoyed to share stories with you about what God's doing right now through Gen Z. If you have questions or you'd like to hear more about this, if you'd like to support financially or not, I could talk all day long about how active God is in the hearts and minds of people my age today. Please pray for Generation Z and for me as I'm starting full-time ministry. As D.L. Moody once said, there's no greater honor than to be an instrument in God's hands of leading one person out of the kingdom of Satan into the glorious light of heaven. If you are constantly discouraged by how confused and lost, depressed and angry young people are today, let me be your encouragement. There is something stirring. Eyes are opening. Fires are being lit. Missionaries are being made. I promise you, I literally see it every day. Hope is rising. Thank you for watching this video. May God bless you and keep you.